Megalopolis, a film the legendary director, but definitely not legendary person, Francis Ford Coppola, has been trying to get released for over 40 years now, and it's finally in theaters, and it might be the most interesting fumble in any filmmaker's career because it's just a full-on fever dream in the weirdest way possible. A film so unbelievably stuffed and overwhelming that it gets to a point where you don't know what the heck is going on. It truly feels like a film that has been in production hell for so long, like decades now at this point, because it's insane how much Coppola tries to swing for the fences here and misses the mark, in my opinion. None of the characters ever feel truly that interesting, even if the performer behind them is doing a great job. And speaking of great performances in this film, Adam frickin' Driver. Insane performance. Might be Academy Award nomination worthy. Does that make any sense? You know what I mean. He's electric here. Incredible performance. And outside of a few other things, he might be the standout of this entire film. So he's really good, though the character itself, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't even remember his name, if I'm being brutally honest. Visually, this thing pops. Like, it is absurdly beautiful to look at, and considering cinema is a visual medium, I'd argue that's quite important to get right in a film. Ancient Rome has never looked this great in a movie before. It probably has. I'm just trying to hype it up, because it does look incredible on the big screen. Now, as I mentioned before, this thing is a mess. It's overwhelming. It feels like an entire filmography of multiple movies smashed together to fit a runtime that is relatively short for Francis Ford Coppola standards, standing at around 140 minutes, I think, or 2 hours, 20 minutes, and that makes for such a tight and suffocating experience. There's just so much going on, but at the same time, nothing at all. It's just a film that truly feels like a concoction of everything Coppola's worked on, and that would probably feel, that probably sounds great for this to be like the final hurrah of his career. It's probably not, but it doesn't, because none of it comes together. None of the characters, none of the storylines feel cohesive. None of them have any substance to them. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. And given no time to breathe, ending up suffocating in its own collection of plot lines and characters and ideas it's trying to implement. There's just so much going on. When this film leans in the political side of things, because it is about this fictional city being created, a perfect city, it can work. It can even be great at times. But it just keeps on getting ridiculous and over the top, and it gets to a point where your brain just stops trying to grasp the film and just breaks. By the time the last half hour of this film rolled around, I just gave up. I just sat back in my theater chair and just looked at the color grading and the cinematography. The tone is all over the place, and there are multiple subplots that are somewhat interesting, but are wasted to no end, that your interest just starts to dwindle and dwindle until you just don't care anymore. Not to mention that the previously mentioned subplots, they get like no real payoffs. They end up like uninteresting cliffhangers that will probably never be given any fitting conclusion, because this thing is going to flop. I'm not saying that because I didn't like the film, but there is a lot I liked about it. But this thing is going to flop. It's $120 million of Francis Ford Coppola's own money from his wine shop, and the projections for opening weekend are not looking good whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not really sure if this film's going to be profitable at all, or even break even. It's not breaking even. It's not breaking even. I'm just gonna say that right now. So Megalopolis, it's just a ridiculous concoction of a billion different things. It's definitely a mess, but it's a very interesting mess that I and a bunch of other people will probably remember for years to come, because of the balls that Coppola had to even finance this own film with his own money and release it in theaters and get a distributor for that matter. This film is just one giant lab experiment. It's frustrating. I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just very frustrating because it could have been something special. Could have been one of the best movies of the year, and now it's mediocrity.